Hey guys, welcome to another webinar, 24-hour marketing strategies. And we got a really good session today. I hope you guys get a lot of nuggets from this. And I seem to have done something really weird on my screen. I'm seeing dots all over the place. Maybe it's something I'm seeing. Gee, I hope not. Anyway, okay, so we're going to be covering a lot of stuff today. All of you hopefully know by now that the iPass system has, it's gone supercharged. So a lot of things have happened, and you've seen the updated video that Chris Jones has put up there. And I got to be honest, I'll be completely straight with you. I made a complete mess up with my email list, and fortunately, I was able to fix it in time. But I actually loaded my emails, even though I had emails inside my actual autoresponder. I should have just left it alone. So for those of you who don't know, if you get onto the new supercharged system and you have emails already set up and it's all connected with the API key, you don't have to worry about that. It's all being set up. But just in case you guys have had some issues with that, when I go to the screen, I'm just going to show you how you can actually fix that problem if you were unlucky enough to actually have that problem. Okay, so that is part of what I'm going to be doing. And as you can see, the title of this page is, creating landing pages and capture pages. We often, well, I found that was one of the biggest struggles that I had in the internet marketing niche, that I wanted to create a capture page very cheaply. And the cheapest I could probably get was with WordPress, but I couldn't afford all the plugins, all the extra add-ons, and I looked high and low for a clean template that I could use that wouldn't have all the distractions on the side. Because if you send somebody to an actual video, let's say you're sending them some training and you go and send them to a YouTube video. Let's say, I don't know, you've got a video on how to, how to make a thumbnail, like Ryan did the other day. Often you'll have the video up there and you've put your video there, but there's a whole lot of videos on the side, and that's very distracting, obviously, for a lot of reasons. You don't want that, because people's eyes tend to drift, and they end up trying to figure out how to create a thumbnail, and before you know it, they're trying to work out how to fix something on their car because they saw something interesting. You want to keep people focused, and that was the biggest struggle I had. So I want to go through that today, actually explain to you how I managed to find a way to do something on WordPress. And if you have a domain, if you have a hosting account, you can get one very cheaply. I'll explain how to do that as well. But if you just got WordPress and a hosting account and you connected the two, you can actually do this very easily. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. I've got some training available to you that's going to actually give you some more information on that. But what I want you to do is to actually take some notes, to pay attention, because I will have this this webinar in the training session of the members area in the 24-hour marketing mastermind. So if you are part of that group, you will have access to that as well. But I want you to pay attention because even though sometimes I write these things down and I've actually taken the time to make to put it step by step, still there are some things that I'm perhaps not getting, or perhaps you're seeing a different screen. Perhaps you're working on a Mac, or I'm working on a PC, so it might be slightly different, but hopefully you'll get the gist of what I'm doing. But before I go into that, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about focus. All right, I actually had planned to talk about focus on your business, because I feel that's very important, and I wanted to illustrate that to you through what happened to me probably about 10 years ago when I went overseas to become a security guard, well, eventually. But what had happened was I remember I was sitting in church, I was listening to somebody speak, and they had somebody come up, and that person said that they had gone overseas to England to earn pounds. And of course I just went, earn pounds? Of course the pound is a great deal stronger than the rand, just like the dollar is to the rand. I think the pound is actually much stronger than the dollar, even though the dollar is the strongest. The pound has more value. That's a whole different story. Okay, anyway, the whole point was I was listening to this presentation of this guy that went to go overseas to do some. It was like a working holiday. He went overseas there, and I suddenly had this image of myself doing the same thing. I wanted so badly to be able to earn some money because I was just getting paid nothing. I think at the time I was doing vending. I was working as a vending merchandiser. That's a technical term, but I was really the guy that fills up the vending machines at the time, and I wasn't getting paid. Oh man, it was terrible. I was getting paid in the US dollar. It was like $200 a month for that job. It was terrible, okay, because it's really difficult work. Got to work in the sun, and it was just crazy travel that job without passion. Anyway, so when I heard security guard, I decided then and there, it's like a moment that happened to me that I was going to become this security guard, because that was where the money was. And I had this in the back of my brain. I kind of pictured it. I do remember me saying, wow, you know, I could actually see myself doing that and earning, because this guy made it look so simple. He said he went overseas, he applied for a job, and he got it. And of course, you know, I just built that in my head. I actually started to see myself becoming a security guard. Well, you know, about 6 months went past, and before I knew it, I actually started to develop the means to go overseas. I found a way to get the money, and I found a way to get my visa. You know, everything was going well. I found a good agency that would send me overseas. And the whole time, that's all I wanted to do. I would speak about it wherever I went. It was something that I always had at the back of my mind, where I wanted to be a security guard. As simple as that sounds, I want you to realize that it hadn't happened for me yet, all right? I simply just made it real for myself. And I slowly, about 8 months, 10 months down the line, I finally found myself on an airplane to go overseas. And the truth is, I had no idea where I was staying the first night. I had a list of names that a buddy had given me just before I got on the airplane. I had made no plans. The only thing I was concerned about was finding a place where I could work. That was literally the way I did it. All right, I had no plan. I just went there. So I arrived in London, and I was supposed to be met by family. Nobody pitched. I just arrived and was expecting people to welcome me, and nobody pitched at all. And it was quite upsetting. And I do remember the asking for some money to make a phone call, or you know, working out how I could get some money, because I had some money with me. And I made a phone call, and man, it was expensive. And I remember phoning a buddy of mine that I knew in the UK, and he just said, "Hey, welcome to Great Britain. It'll be cool for us to get together again." And he just hung up the phone. That was the end of the conversation. Because in South Africa, you can carry on talking forever. If you ever say goodbye to somebody at their house in South Africa, you can continue talking until the cows come home. All right, you will say, "We've got to go now." You'll get up from the dining room, and then you'll go to the kitchen, and then you go from the kitchen to the door, and you just keep on saying goodbye. And a goodbye in South Africa could last an hour until I finally go. But in the UK, it's bye-bye out the door. That's just the culture. Anyway, after a long process, after what I went through, I started looking for work along the lines of security guard. And I found a place. I went there, I applied for the job, and I never got it. It was disappointing for me, but I wasn't giving up. I still wanted to do that. And eventually, I actually, through some means of finding other work, I fell on to an opportunity where I could apply to be a security guard. Now, the reason I tell this story is because I want you guys to realize that I had no control over anything that I was doing. But the one thing I I did have control over was the idea that I would make it as a security guard. Now, you may not realize this, but you're not just experiencing what you're seeing, what you're touching, what you're feeling, or anything like that, or your senses, but you're actually taking in millions of bits of information. And when you start to believe something strong enough, you can start to focus on things, and your subconscious will start to pick up things. And the more you focus on your goals, the more you start to actually project what you see, things will start happening for you. That's the experience I had when I went from this country overseas. Everything just sort of fell into place. And perhaps you've been in a similar situation where you really wanted to get somewhere. You didn't know how you got there, but you kind of managed to get there along the way. And I could go into the details, but I would just bore you. But the idea that I want you to come away from is that if you believe something strong enough and you focus on it and you make that your goal, all right? So you're in this business to produce an income, to actually make something of yourself, to make a difference. You've got to understand that you've got to have the biggest why you want to do it. And so you've got to say to yourself, I really want to get there, and I want to be able to provide for my family. I want to be able to give to others. I want to be able to give to my church. I want to be able to support the people I love. And that became a real goal for me. All right. I really started to see myself in that position. And I want you guys to encourage yourself to do that. I spoke to somebody the other day on Skype, and he showed me all of his stickers, or his pieces of paper he had on the wall of the things that he wanted to do and accomplish. And I know I've spoken to many people that have had that there just to keep them motivated. So if I could just say to surround yourself with things that will help you move forward, and that obviously is one of them, is getting the inner circle, getting all that training, and to get really going with that sort of thing. But I'm going to cut that short now. I just wanted to give that to you so we can actually get into this actual training that we're going to be talking about. So what I got to do now is I'm just going to share my screen. And by the way, can you guys, if you can just hear me, if you could just send me a message and say that you can, hear me and that's making sense, and I'm not muting myself. And let's see here. Okay. Tell me if you can see it. There we go. Start screen share. Can you guys see the screen? If you guys can just let me know, I'd really appreciate it. It would help tremendously. Just so I'm not talking to Rick Wall, because that would really be a waste. Okay, so I have no comments yet. Okay, cool. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you very much. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to show you what I discovered in the iPaaS system. All right, so here's my back office. And what I want to do right now is I wanted to show you. So what happened here was when I went to setup, when I went to set up over here, and I went to set up your emails, the mistake I made was that I clicked on here, load your email list from this. And then what I did is, as I clicked on that, I clicked save. And what they did was it actually produced a whole two new campaigns in my get response, if that makes sense. So what had happened is that it was using my initial campaign that I originally made, and then all the emails I got from that initial campaign went into my new leads list, and then from there, if they bought, it went into my buyers. And so I really messed it up. And I just wanted to show you how you can fix that right now. If you go over to your profile section and you click on profile, and then you'll come to this section here where you can go and you can say system info. You'll actually have an email list section right over here. You see, there's your API key that you connect with GetResponse. And right here is your leads list. So this was my campaign that I originally had. And this is the email that I originally had. I just recently fixed this. But you can actually see that all the campaigns that I have here are listed. So I just had to choose the right one and then click save and make sure that your leads are working. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that makes a lot of sense. And you can actually see that done a lot of work in the system because they've connected the GetResponse. It's kind of like a one-click system where you don't have to go into GetResponse and, you know, receive email notifications, receive SMSs. Everything is done here. And you know, everything else. So that was, I completely missed this, and so that was set up for me. Right. So I hope that clears up some issues for you guys. If you have some questions, maybe we can talk about it at the end. But right now, what I want to do is I want to go into the actual section that we're going to be talking about. All right. So here's my HostGator account. All right, if you don't have a HostGator account, what this is going to do is it's going to provide hosting for your domain name. Now, I buy my domains at GoDaddy.com. All right, and then what I do is I connect my domain names, my websites like yourdomain.com, and I connect those with my hosting account. And when you actually buy a domain here, the way you connect your domain to your hosting account is you will sign here. Okay, I'm going to sign in. As you can see, I've got a register connection. Okay, so I'm signing in. And here are my domains. I'm going to click on my domains. I don't want to find search. I just want to go into the domain. Manage my domains. Okay. This might look a little bit different because I'm from South Africa, but you get the whole idea. Manage your domains. Okay, so I have a domain that's connected with my hosting account called onlinenetbrands.com. All right, so if I select that domain name, now I want to connect this with my HostGator account. Now, when you actually create a hosting account on HostGator, just go to hostgator.com, create an account. They'll give you the passwords and whatever and the payment. It's like $10. It's like $10 a month or something, or $6 a month. It's fairly cheap, all right? So what will happen is HostGator will send you what they call name service, all right? Domains name service that you have to attach to your domain. So once you have your domain in here, you just look for the name service, and these over here belong to HostGator, all right? So whenever you go and put these name servers in, that is going to connect your domain to a hosting account, so you can actually have a domain name, but now you can put all the information into that hosting account. It's kind of like having a directory. You know, you've got this address, but now you need a house, and now you need to put stuff in the house. And now you've got a hosting account, and you can be able to put stuff in there. So you want to connect it all up. Once you've connected it up, it's going to take like maybe 12, they say like 12 to 48 hours to propagate properly, so that the connection will happen. But once that's connected, the moment you go to your domain name, you'll actually see that it is connected, and you can actually start working with it. All right. So what you have to do then is I'll give you what is called a cPanel that you have to log into. So this is my cPanel right here. Okay, so this is what it looks like if you're logging in. So you'll have a cPanel like that, and you'll want to log in. All right, and this is going to give you access to the actual hosting account where all your domains are listed. All right, now what you have to do now is go ahead and go to this little icon over here that says Get Started with WordPress. All right, you want to click on. Once you've actually gone there, you want to go over here where it says Continue. All right, now where it says Continue, you're going to have some options. Now, if you've only got one domain connected to the hosting account, you're only going to have one option to connect it. All right, so I've got a few. All right, I've got one called spazbook.com, onlinenetbrands.com. By the way, spazbook.com is done by a friend of mine, and he does reviews on movies. If you ever get a chance, go to spazbook.com and take a look at it. It's really, really awesome. The guy's a genius. He's got some really good reviews there. But anyway, onlinenetbrands.com. All right, so that is the domain that I connected, and I have in GoDaddy. All right, this is the onlinenetbrands.com. Once you're over there, you want to go ahead, and you'll see there's a /. This is important. You don't want to go ahead and just install straight on the domain. All right, especially if you're going to have a couple of websites that you want to manage. The reason I have that / there is so that you can actually have a website. Like I've got one called onlinenetbrands.com /members. And in the members section, I'll have an entire website. Now I want to create another one, and I'm going to call it onlinenetbrands.com /. I'm going to call this one, I'm just going to call it make a page. All right, I'm going to call it make a page. This is going to be my entire website where I can put everything in, if that makes sense. All right, it's going to call it make a page. It's a little bit weird, but whatever. All right, so make a page. You can do what you want. You can have it yourdomain.com / get started, whatever the case is. All right, so now what you want to do is you want to select this that says auto upgrade. So it's going to upgrade the version of WordPress for you every time. All right, now you want your admin email. This is going to be the email, your personal email that you're going to get for the updates. That's going to be emailed to you. Now you want to call this something. You can call this anything you want. We're just going to be calling this test, but you might want to call this anything you want. You could call it whatever. You can change it later on. All right, this is just going to be the blog title, because WordPress was initially made for blogging. All right, not for actual pages. All right, so, and then admin user, you can do what you want there. You can actually call this admin if you want. Call that admin. And then you want to have to put your first name in there. I'm going to put my first name, and then I just put my last name like that. All right. So having done that, all you do now is you click on this button that says install. Okay, while this is happening, I'm just going to move this page over here so I can see if there's any questions going on. All right. Please, if you, for one moment. Sorry, guys. Just give me a second here. Okay. So now we've installed the website. It says congratulations, is installed. Now this is very important. This over here is going to be the page that you would log into. This is what you'll be logging into to your back office of your WordPress website. All right, and you've got your username as admin and then your password. Now I'm going to copy that just to remember it, and then I'm going to right click on this and open up in a new tab so that I can log into my new WordPress installation. All right, so this one I call admin like that, and then I'm just going to paste in the password, and then I'm going to say login. I'm not going to ask to remember that, but it's just going to log in. All right, so now that this is the back office of your WordPress website, if you go and you view it, right now you can actually view this website. Let's just look for, goodness me, view website. All right, so this is what it actually looks like in the meantime. This is what it looks like. I mean, isn't that horrible? Hello world, and you got all these distractions on the side. You got a search bar up here, and it just looks absolutely terrible. Okay, now the first thing what I do when I first set up my WordPress back office is I like to make sure that I go to the admin section over here, and I just make sure that I put in a proper password that I can remember. That's just what I do. You can put it in over here. So when you log in, you can actually have a password that you use. Make a weak password. So if I need to log in again, so I'm going to update profile. And now I'll have admin and then my password that I just made. Okay, so very simple. Let's go to the dashboard. Okay, and this is, you just have to basically work with this if you want to create your capture pages and landing pages. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go ahead and create these landing pages. I'm going to create these landing pages. Just give me a second. I'm just going through my notes. Okay, so what you want to do now is you want to go over to appearances, and then you want to go to themes, because you don't want that ugly theme. All right, right after you've done that, you'll see that you'll want to install another theme. So you want to click here and say add new. And now what you want to do is you want to go to, oh goodness me, I forgot how to do this. Yeah, update, and now you want to search over here for the themes. All right, so what you want to do is you want to search for the theme, childish childishly simple. All right, childishly simple. Now you want to go over here and click on install. We're going to install that. This is going to install the theme childishly simple. And now you want to go over here and click on activate. Now you don't have to worry about this, right? We're not really interested in the actual main theme. The actual main theme, by the way, is putrid. It's terrible, but it's going to change. All right, let me just show you what it looks like. Look at this theme. Isn't that hideous? And it's the most ugliest theme you've ever seen in your life. But you'll see why we need it in a second. All right, so we're going to go over to pages now. You want to click on pages. And we want to go ahead and we are going to trash this sample page. All right, so we've got no pages in here. We're going to create a new page. Before we actually create a page, what we want to do now is we want to do something that's going to help us in the long run. With actually, when we create our page names, it's not going to have fancy numbers on the top. It's actually going to fit the description. So what I mean is over here when it says make pages, that's our actual website right there. All right, but we want to have something that looks a bit decent here. We don't want to have, you know, funny numbers and letters over here instead of the proper name, and we want this to do it automatically. So what you want to do is you want to go over to settings, then you want to go down to permalinks over there. And now you want to go to and click here and click on post name. All right, you want to click on post name. All right. Make sure it's on post name and say save changes. All right. Now we go back to pages. Now we want to create a new page. All right. Now I'm going to create a new page and I'm going to call it a sample page. All right, so we're going to call this a sample landing page. Of course, you can name this what you want, but this is just so that your link on top here will say a sample page, right? You see it says here a sample page. Now the reason it's got that here is because we did that post name. Otherwise, it would give us a funny number. All right, and that's what we're going to put in there. So you can go ahead if you want to, and you can publish that or update that. Now here is where some people get confused. All right. First things first, let's just take a walk down this section here. We've got the visual editor and we've got the text editor. All right. The visual editor is it's like a WYSIWYG editor, what you would have in Word. So you've got bold, you've got italic, you've got your bullet points, and then you've got the text editor, and this is all the code. So if you know HTML code, that's going to really be great for you. But if you know HTML code, why are you watching this? Okay, so no, I'm just kidding. So now what you want to do is you want to make sure that your template over here, you see, if you go ahead and we update this, right, and we go and see what this looks like as a sample page. If we go ahead and we view page right now, this is what it looks like, a sample page. And that's not what we want. All right, we want to actually have the landing page template. So we click update now. And look what it looks like. I'm just going to refresh this page. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at that. That is just perfect. You got a blank canvas, nothing around it. It says edit this page because you're logged in. You're not going to see this. So this is what you want. This is what you want to work with. All right. Now, let me get back to my notes. Sorry. Okay, I'm just getting back to my notes. Now, I've written out some code. And remember that this code that I'm going to show you where you can get this code after the webinar. If you stay to the end of the webinar, I'll show you where you can get it. But here's some text. All right, you want to make sure that it's on text. All right, this is the code language. And what I've done is I have made a template sheet or a little template code that I use, and you can paste here. And it's kind of like a template. It's a template that you can use for whatever you want to do, whatever YouTube video you want to use. It's got a nice title in there. It's got a nice button in there. And you can go ahead and use whatever you want. All right, so you want to click on update. All right, and now what's going to happen if you go to the sample page, all right, and you refresh this page, look what happens. Okay, that's what happens. Sorry, something weird happened there. What is happening now? I think some of the code has changed. Hold on a second here. Okay. The code actually might not work anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the visual editor and we're going to go ahead and we're going to centralize this if we can. Guys, I just realized this code, it doesn't work anymore. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to center this. If you can follow what I'm doing, I'm going to put center over here like that. And center over here like this. And then just like that. All right, so now it's going to be visual, and that's going to be in the center, right? So that is the actual, that is the title of the video. a little encouragement. You can play around with this if you want to. You can also get plugins for WordPress that'll give you different color options. There's a kitchen sink over here that's going to give you a little more options here to perhaps make this red. All right. And you can go ahead and you can mess around with that, make it bold, do whatever you want to. Now, the actual video is down here, okay? It should be down there. And I should update this code to make it more legible. I don't know why this is doing this right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead. You know what it might be? Let me just update my WordPress. Hold on a second here. Sorry, guys, just give me a second, yeah? Are you guys still hanging in there with me? Everybody's there? Okay, great. Anyway, the point is that there is code. And the reason why it's giving this over here. Okay, guys, just give me a second, please. All right, hold on. I'm just going to find a decent template, and I'll update the section I gave it. Wow. Okay, hold on a second. See, this is a little snag I'm having, all right? Okay, hold on. I'm just going to find a decent template that I can use. These are my pages. Hold on a second. Hey, Ryan, are you there? Can you message me? Wow, we're having a real life situation here. It's kind of going a bit wrong. The code's a bit different. Okay, a little encouragement. Okay, I'll keep rolling. Cool, thanks, Wade. So you guys, sometimes you have a little glitch like this and something doesn't work out right, but basically this is what I'm trying to develop here. So I'm just going to take this template and put it straight into my into that page, and I'll give you all the details afterwards. So you'll actually see this. Okay, so this is what I want to make. All right. Yeah, that's cool. I think we've got it covered now. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go to the editor right now. You guys are watching this live, so you're ready in for a real treat. I'm going to see if this works on my on my installation I did. If this doesn't work, then I know that the installation is fairly old. I don't. Okay, let me just update that. I hope I'm not going too fast for you guys. Probably am. Let's update that. So let's see what happens if I... Okay, there we go. You see that? All right. My bad, guys. That code was incorrect, and I have an idea why it was incorrect. That's my bad. I'm so sorry. Okay, great, man. Thanks a lot, buddy. I really appreciate that. Okay, so guys, we have a little snag here, but I fixed it up. This is the actual code. The reason it didn't work before was because I was taking the code that I had previously and put it in. It was taking some of... It's a long story. I know what went wrong. It just grabbed some extra code and it kind of pushed everything out of place. So this is the actual code, all right? I will make sure that this is there for you to use, and I'll replace it as soon as this webinar is over. I'll actually give you guys a way you can get hold of it. So this is the code that I use, all right? All right, so if you go ahead and look at the sample landing page, this is what I've done. There's a title and there's a button. All right. Now this button is linked to my iPaaS. You'll see success formula at the bottom left-hand corner down here. If you click on this, it'll actually go to that page where somebody can sign up and try the system out. All right. So this is the actual code that you need to plug into the back office of your WordPress installation. and you can play around with it and work with it. So if you go to the visual editor, you'll actually see that there's a title, there's the title, there's the video, and there's the button. And the great thing about this section is you can actually go ahead and you can change the link in here. So if you clicked on this, you can just click on that. There's my link, and you can put your link in whatever you want to, and then click update. Very simple to do. All right, if you want to change the button around, put your own button in, you can do that as well. You just, sorry, you just have to fiddle around with it. But this is the basic premise of making it. All right, and this works fairly well for me. All right, so, and that is how you would basically make a landing page. But there's a little more detail you need to be concerned about. Now, you'll see that this over here has no controls, it has no title, and if you play this, it'll just play. All right, and it actually plays it actually starts playing automatically. And there are reasons why this happens. All right, so I've actually worked it out. There are controls. You'll see here where it says controls equal 0. All right, and 0 obviously means no controls. All right, then it's going to say show info equals 0. So it's going to show no info on the top bar. All right, there's not going to be any info on the top bar. And then it's going to say autoplay equals 1, and that's going to mean 1 means autoplay and 0 means don't play. All right, so those are the little things that you can tweak, and that's also in the training that I've got for you. So don't worry too much about that. All right, so you can, the height and width is sorted out for you, but that's generally how you would do it. All right, I've got that all written out for you, and a way that you can actually mark it off and see what's what. And that's how you would make a landing page. Very simple to do, as you can see. All right, sorry about that glitch, but as somebody said, yeah, you can see that it's real. Thanks, guys, for the support. I really appreciate it. This is what you know, learning and growing is all about. All right, so that's your landing page. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to create a capture page. Now this is a little more involved. All right, a little more involved. I'm going to go ahead and just delete all of this. All right, this is a little more involved. It's not all that involved, but basically you would have to do everything up to here. Okay, so for a capture page, when I first got started, I wanted to make my own ugly capture page. And believe it or not, they say the uglier your capture page, the better it works. Okay, it doesn't have to be that great. The whole idea is it's unique. It's yours. This is the training video, so it's not a capture page. So you want to have a snappy title, maybe a picture, something you can put. You can add a picture here if you want to. Go ahead and just add some media. It's very simple to do. All right, so once you've got the basic structure, you can work on it. But what we want to do is we want to actually create and put a opt-in form at the bottom over here. So what I do is I go to the text section over here, and this is where my iSuccess formula is, and I will make sure I'm on the text section, and I will delete the bottom part. All right, so I'm going to delete that, and then I'm going to update this. Now pretend this is a capture page. All right, I'm just showing you how to do the capture page side of it. If you wanted to do, you can go ahead and you can create a new page, and we can call this something else, a sample capture page. All right, but we're going to just make this an actual capture page. Okay, so once that is done, let me just go over to my notes quickly. There we go. Okay. We want to create a form. Now, if you log into your autoresponder, just so you know, that isn't 0. I haven't had 0 today. It's just the start of a new day now, so I have got 0. But yesterday I had 25. So okay, that's just a bit misleading. Okay. Anyway, so all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new form for the campaign that we're working for. So whatever campaign you're using, whether you're using, you obviously want to use a leads list campaign. I'm not going to make a new one. I'm just going to use one that I made up here. This is the campaign that I'm using, Dave DeMarco. I always refer to that name. So Dave DeMarco is the campaign that I'm working with right now. So I'm going to go over the forums and I'm going to say create new forum. All right. And now this is going to create, we're going to start working on the box. So this box is going to go over here. This code is going to go over here. So we want the box to go underneath here where somebody can put in their email address. And I'm going to show you the basic way of doing it. So now we've got this one. It's got a headline. It's got a sign up. We don't all of this stuff. We don't want any of these. So we're going to go to a basic format. So we're going to click on this option here. All right, we're going to say apply. Click on apply. All right. All right, let's just go to here. Okay, once we've done that, we want to go to the bottom here and click off header. So it takes the header away. We want to click off footer, takes the footer away. We want to click off name, takes the name away. And we want to click off piracy, and we want to click off powered by. So now we're just left with that. All right, how do you like M apples? Now we got like next to 0 on there. All right, once you've done that, what you want to do now is you want to go ahead and resize this baby. All right, we want to resize it to there. But before we resize it, what we're going to do is we are going to take this email, because as you can see, as you're stretching it, it looks a bit wonky. All right, so we want to take this email and we want to put it on top right there. So now we can actually stretch it nice. All right, once we've done that, we want to go ahead and we want to go and make this section maybe a little bit bigger. Let's make those 18. All right, so now it's a little bit wider, as you can see. All right, once that's up and running, now what we want to do is we want to go to click on that. We can take off the sign up. We can take that away completely. See how versatile this is. All right, now we want to do, let's see, we want to look for options, background, none. All right, we want there, standard. Section option I'm looking for right here. Hold on. So I'm just, when you're teaching this, you actually just, you think you skip out parts. Just give me a section. Give me a minute. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now we got this in there, and what we want to do is we want to put a button in over here. Okay, we want to put a button in there, and I have a button that we're going to use, and you guys can use this if you want to. I'll put this link in the section I'm going to give you. All right, you can put this link in there. This is the button we're going to be using. Get access now. All right. Now, I already know the dimensions of this, all right? But you need to know the dimensions of whatever button you're putting at the bottom. So we're going to copy this. We're going to go over to the forum. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to actually put this in the actual button. Sorry, I keep on forgetting where to put it. Where the heck? Background image, background image, background image. There we go. There's the background image right there. All right. We're going to put that link in here like that. And you can actually see the button is starting to appear here. Now what it wants is the dimensions, right? So I know the dimensions. The width is 350, right? The height is 114. Okay, so there's your basic button. All right, so that's over there. Very, very easy. All right, you don't have to worry too much about anything else here. Just trying to see here. Actually, a section I'm looking for here. There is a section here that can make this transparent as well. I think it's over here. There we go, transparent. Okay. So it's going to make the back transparent. All right. Transparent. Apply. Didn't actually work. Might not be the right section. Anyway, I keep forgetting. But anyway, now what we want to do is we want to make sure that that is about the same width. And now we've got our form ready. Okay, that's the basic form. You can play around with the settings and work them out. I'm obviously going at this at quite a speed, so this, forgive me if I leave a little bit of the stuff out. It's just the way, the nature of the beast. Where is it? There it is. Make transparent. Oh, it didn't work. I think there's the wrong button. I don't think the back is transparent, but basically if this was a transparent image, you wouldn't see anything in the background. All right. So now what we do is we go ahead and we go to the next step. We got the basic box. All right. We click on next step. And now you can name the form whatever you want to name it. All right. So you can name, we can name this test. We can just name this form test. All right. And now you can go ahead and you can put in all the details you want to. And what you want to do is you want to have a custom thank you page. Now this custom thank you page is going to be the page when they click on that after they've put in their email address. That is the link that, like if you go here and you click on this link right here, sorry. So many buttons open. This is your sales page link. All right. So once they put in their email address in the email section and they click on the get access now, this is where it's going to go to the sales page and it's going to show your prospects the actual business. And you can go ahead and put that link inside there, iPass, Millionaire, whatever you're using, and put it inside there. All right. Once you've done that, you click on next step. And you've got two sections of code. Now you've got this HTML code right over here, which you don't want to use. You don't want to use that. You want to use the JavaScript code. You want to grab this code and copy it. All right. Now you can go back to your web form list, but basically this is already saved now. If you can web form list, you can go back, but you want to copy this over here. You want to go back to your page that you were editing. Right, so now what you want to do is you want to go at the bottom here. You want to paste that line in there. And just so you know, this little ampersand NB SP semicolon is a space, all right? Blank space. So if you put that in there, it'll give you some space between the video and the next line. Now, this won't be centered. So a little trick you can do is you can highlight this. And you can click on the word code. Now the word code will appear on either side, and you can type in the word center. Okay. over the word code, type in the word center. Right? And now you want to click on update. After it's busy. Okay. Once it's done, you can go ahead and view page. And there's the button. Okay, it's the prettiest of them all. And this wasn't a perfect see-through background, but you get the idea. This is how you would make an actual capture page. You can fiddle around with it, get to know it. And the other thing I wanted to show you, if we go back here, is this section over here, or the YouTube section, the actual video that we actually chose, all right? This is the video that we chose from the embed code. Now, if you take this over here, I'm going to actually copy this. And I'm going to just quickly go to YouTube. Okay, I want to actually go to the YouTube itself. Okay, this is the actual video that we're using, right? Now I want to grab, let's say you want to grab a YouTube video. So you've got YouTube video, you click on share, you click on embed, and now what you want to do is you want to grab the section between the the www, all the way to these little two little commas, inverted commas right over there. Okay, there'll always be an inverted commas here where you stop at, and you start where the www is. You copy that like that, and you would go back to your actual code here and go in between the / or the whack right up to the question mark, and then you would just paste it in there. All right, and then that would actually be your YouTube video. Let me explain what I mean. Let me take another example of a YouTube video. Let's just take some random one. Okay, so let's do, no, let's not do that one. Yeah, okay, let's do this one, testimony for Dave. Okay, so just gonna pause this. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to click on share, click on embed. We want to go down here to the all the way up to the inverted commas. Copy that. Go to our edit page. We want to replace this all the way up to the question mark. Paste that. And now you would just update this. And you can go ahead and view page. And you'll actually see that Kara is going to be playing. See, it's starting to play, and it's an autopilot. It's on auto play. And that's basically how you make a capture page. Now, guys, the reason I'm a little rusty on this, and please forgive me for being a little rusty, is I don't use this method anymore. All right. When I started off, this was what I did to get started. I used all my energy and my strength to work on making capture page and sales page. And in the beginning, you're going to have to go through this grind. You're going to have to work this out for yourself. And you're going to have to experiment and look on YouTube and how to tweak different things. All right. Not everything is going to work out perfectly the way you want it to. All right. What I use now is something called OptimizePress. OptimizePress is probably the best investment I've ever made. Well, it's not the best, but it really has. It's up there with, like, you know, if there was a scale of 1 to 10, this will be up there with the 9s and 10s. It's a really good investment. And the reason I say it's a good investment is because it makes creating capture pages and landing pages so much easier. All right. Now, it's a one-time investment. I think it's like $97 for one-time investment, one-time fee only. You get 3 licenses which means you can use their plugin and their theme, 3 times on 3 different websites for $97 for like 3, and then you get like, I think it's $197 for 10 licenses, and then $297 for like as many as you want. And this has been the best investment I've ever made. All right, I actually use OptimizePress more now than ever. But this is how I'm able to make those pages that you go to. That's probably why I'm a bit rusty in trying to show you how to make capture pages. Please forgive me for that. But I hope you get the gist of what I'm saying. Okay, so having said that, let me get back to my actual video. All right, my ugly mug. Stop. All right. So guys, wow, that was a bit of a blunder today. I'm so sorry. All right, but as I said, I haven't actually made those capture pages in quite a couple of months. And I guess there's been a lot of changes that have happened, but the gist is the same. All right. Now, if you guys want to know how to make those capture pages for yourselves, because once you actually start to perfect that type of capture page, all you got to do is just set up a template like I did, and just reuse it and reuse it and reuse it. So you set it up once, you just copy the templates out, and you can use it as much as you want. Now, if you want to know how to actually create a landing page and a capture page with all the details that I showed you, let me just share my screen one more time. All right. I'm going to show you now what I did. Okay, so I'm going to go here and share the screen over here, so you can actually see what I'm doing. Yes, that is true, Wade. Absolutely. The capture pages that they use in iPass 2 work really well as well. All right, this is, I would say, if you wanted to make your own landing pages or your training videos that you set out your list, I would definitely use that. The iPass system now is actually becoming so much better in what they offer you that you can customize a lot of things for it. But I know that for people who aren't up there in the black card section, they don't have as many adjustable features as the basic members do. But this is just something what I did to get started. But absolutely, I would definitely use them for more along the lines of landing pages where you can actually send somebody a training video of your, that you just want to provide somebody quickly. All right, so I just wanted to show you. If you go to my website, the 24hourmarketer.com, I've actually got this written out for you. So how to create a capture page, all right? So how to create the capture page, how to create a landing page, it's all there for you. Okay, so you can go here, and I use a sample video here. I actually take you step by step, logging into the cPanel, show you where to go here, continue, can use the code, put in what level your details are, landing pages, and then I just show you what to, you go to appearance, you choose a theme. So everything is here for you step by step. I actually broke down the process for you, and I wrote an entire blog for you to follow. So you can go to 24hourmarketer.com and go and look. I think it's on page 2. If you go down right to the bottom, click on page 2, and you can actually go here, how to create a capture page, how to create a landing page. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to update that code I put there that wasn't working, because that code that I put there obviously was the wrong code. I do apologize for that. Let me get back to my video. All right, so I hope that this has been helpful. I hope that it's answered some of your questions. But then again, thanks guys for your support. I really appreciate it. We all make mistakes. We're gonna make blunders, and what better way to make a mistake than publicly for everyone to see? I was in the middle of it going, what have I done? I'm like gonna mess this thing all up. But you know what's cool? Because I've done the process so many times, I can come around and fix it. And that's what you got to do. You cannot give up. All right. I could have just said, the hell with this and switched off the whole webinar. But the whole idea is you just got to keep focused. And I want you guys to realize, I mean, all of that stuff that I did, I figured out on my own. All right. I figured that out. I worked out a way to do it. I went on YouTube. I went on Google. I did the research. If I absolutely was struggling and I could not find the answer, then I perhaps reach out to somebody. But you have Google at your fingertips. You have YouTube at your fingertips, and you can find anything, all right, that you need to find out on those platforms. So do yourself a favor, utilize those two platforms. If you're struggling to create capture pages, there's always a way that you can find something a little more easier. The problem with using free stuff is that it becomes a bit cumbersome. So when you start actually making money in your business, you want to start investing in products that are a little more stable. So OptimizePress provides for me more options that I can use and more versatility. But that's what this whole section's been about, just how to use capture pages and landing pages. I hope I haven't confused you or anything like that. I hope that I've actually perhaps inspired you to realize that you've got to look everywhere to find answers, and that we need each other to support each other. And you know what, guys? I could not do this without you. I really could not. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. And I also wanted to give it a shout out to, who do I want to give a shout out to? Hold on a second. Oh yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to Carl, who made his first sale the other day, and to Michael Whitehead, who made his first sale the other day. And you guys are doing amazing. I really do think that you're going to go further, because you actually have the persistence to carry on. And I can see it, because you really you want to make this happen for yourself, and you're absolutely focused. So with that said, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you next week. And yeah, let's hope things go a bit smoothly. We actually had a power cut a few hours before, so I wasn't even sure I was going to go on. So a lot of things have been going wrong around here lately. So that's kind of been putting me on edge as well. Maybe that's not why I'm as focused as I should be, but I do apologize. And I'll see you guys. Cheers.